Now, as y'all know, y'all haven't saw me in a couple of days. And it's not because I was shying away from anything. And it's definitely not because y'all was being told the truth. I would say mostly everything that y'all was told was a lie. You really got to understand how this whole thing kicked off. It kicked off with live recordings of me hearing bits and pieces of things that I said in the heat of the moment, right? But you never got a chance to hear what was said before that. Not making excuses on anything that you heard, but we have to use our common sense and logic here. For example, one of the first parts of the series, y'all heard that I was invited to the resort. But what wasn't said, and that was smoothed over real quick too, but what wasn't said was the day that I went to the resort. The day that I was invited to the resort, and it was a crazy invitation, she got that resort for her baby daddy, for his birthday. First and foremost, at that point, that was in 2020. That was in 2021. So her trying to act like everything just transpired last year, that is a lie. So in 2020, I showed her a few places and we didn't have any success because of the lack of credit was very, very poor, and is the lack of income. It wasn't there because the money came from a lawsuit, so they couldn't count that towards real money because anybody could have that. That's like somebody with a lottery. So it's not really real because it wasn't money that was actually earned. So we didn't have any success there. Now, one day, out of the blue, she called me. Don't really know me like this. She called me crying on the phone, frantic. He left me up here. He left me up here. I'm like, who? What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But it's just a woman on here just crying her tears out. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Luckily, I was already heading the direction that she was actually at. Me knowing that she have a child and she said she's stranded somewhere, I went to go help. So she sent me an address. Still got those, by the way. I'm gonna upload that to the next video. She sent me the address to Seven Coves Resort. I get there, I drive there, take me about 35, 45 minutes to get there. When I get there, she have a key in her hand, and it's a car key in her hand. And I was like, I thought you were stranded. So that was a lie. She wasn't stranded. But what's more interesting is when I actually went inside, guess what I saw? I saw her baby daddy's cake there. So you know what that means? He had just left, and he had just left with his son. Because apparently she started an argument with him about something. Not sure about the argument, because that's not the purpose of this video, not my concern. But the point was, why would you invite a random stranger into a intimate setting like that when you don't know them for one, and when your baby daddy just left for two? Who does that? So I'm sitting there very uncomfortable at that point. You know, I'm like, dog, I just drove all this way. So now she's crying. She's trying to. Y'all ever saw her like a movie like to where somebody's crying, they want to be consoled, and I'm like, yo, like this is hella weird. I'm like, this man probably turning right back around. I don't know what y'all argument was about, but this is putting me in a bad situation. I don't like this. I feel very, very uncomfortable. So